Alrighty, so I've decided, I just came home from work actually, and I saw that apparently there is now a first trailer for The Rings of Power, the Lord of the Rings TV show on Amazon, which is apparently dropping on September 2nd. So we still got a while to go, and I know nothing about this trailer. Nothing. I've seen the posters that they released, you know, with like the hands, and I've seen that one image they released like a long time ago, which was the only thing we had for, you know. So now I'm curious to see what they're going to show. Yes, okay. So to start with, I'll just watch it through, and then, you know, we'll see how it goes. I'm cautiously optimistic. Mostly, I'm just starved for Lord of the Rings. I'm listening to the Silmarillion again, and God, I love that. Love it so much. Like it's probably my favorite Tolkien, because I love the epicness, like the saga, the way it's told, like one of those epic sagas, you know. Oh yeah, just love, like it's made to be read aloud or told aloud, like an oral tradition, which is of course what Tolkien was going for. I mean, he was making up this mythology for Great Britain, basically. And yeah, and the Silmarillion tells how it all started, what happened to get us to The Hobbit and The Lord of the Rings. So yeah, and I mean, obviously this TV show is not like the Silmarillion, obviously, but it does cover some of the same time. So we know that Galadriel has been cast. She's been around for a long time. We know that Elrond has been cast. He's been around not as long as Galadriel, but still quite a while. We know that Celebrimbor has been cast. Isildur. Okay, so we know. Okay, Isildur. That tells us, because Isildur is a man, and of course, yeah, men did live longer back then, but still, that gives us quite, you know. So it will happen. Obviously, it is set just before, you know, the big battle that we see at the beginning of The Lord of the Rings in the prologue that Galadriel narrates. But yeah, enough of that. I'll just watch the trailer now. Oh, now I'm not pausing, I'm just watching.
What else is out there?
This must be Numenor.
There's wonders in this world, beyond our wandering.
Okay, so it's probably narrated by a human.
I can feel it.
Maybe that's the Bronwyn that I've seen announced as cast? Okay. Storm. And was that an elf? I have to... That is an elf. Okay. Can I just say, I have goosebumps. I mean, you know, obviously, you know, they cut together like these epic scenes, and with the score and everything. So yeah, let's watch it again, and this time I'm going to press pause. Okay, So we start by going this,
What else is out there?
probably Numenor, right? Because these are not elves, I think, like from the way it's built, you know, and with the statue definitely reminiscent of the Argonaut that we saw in the movie, which is, you know, that's such a hard kind of like knife's edge they have to be on, like be familiar enough to, you know, because for, you know, for most people now, you know, for me as well, I mean, I read The Lord of the Rings and The Hobbit and The Silmarillion before the movies came out, but still, I've seen the movies so many times. I love them so much. There's, you know, New Zealand is now Middle Earth. It's like, you know, how do we get around that? So they have to, you know, they can't just copy, because obviously it's set like thousands of years before and it's not made by the same people. So yeah, but it still has to feel familiar. And right now I think they're yeah, that figure is definitely reminiscent of an Argonaut, but it's not quite the same style. And then
Wonders in this world. Beyond
there's
our
wonders
wandering.
in this world. Okay. And what are those? Do they have wings? What are they supposed to be? No, they're not wings. They have, are they antlers? What are they? I feel so stupid. I should know this, but I don't. But the landscape's nice. Ooh. Yeah, and there's this girl. And I mean, I just from the casting, I saw there's a girl. I have to see what does the actress look like? Bronwyn. Okay, so that's not Bronwyn. Bronwyn. Okay. I don't even know if it's like a main character. It's just because she's so high up there in she's like one of the few that we have a name for. Who else do we have? Nope, she's not Disa either. Okay, and I don't think we know any other names except for female names except for Galadriel. So, mystery. But she has like leaves in her hair or twigs and things. So, but they make it seem as if she's the one narrating the whole thing. Before the king, okay. Yeah, this is before the king. Which king are they talking about? Oh, and there we have, very dramatic. Is she Numenorian? She could also be an elf, of course, but she would be very rugged. Like, I mean, I'm not sure an elf would ever be caught. Look, like in such rundown clothes, torn and everything. And she has the start. Yeah, she could be not Numenorian, because I mean they had the whole thing with the Evenstar, didn't they? I'm only at the beginning of my re-listen of the Silmarillion, so it's not quite as fresh in my mind. It's been a few years since I read it last. For the Fellowship, yes. Okay. I can't even make out if it's a man or an elf or... But it's a shipwreck, that's for sure. Could be just a random shipwreck. Could be, of course, the fall of Numenor. Well, that would mean they cover quite a long time span, though, because Isildur wasn't alive. That was like then. So, And there we have an archer doing fancy archery, catching an arrow. Man, so he must be an elf, right? It's like, yes, he is an elf. Another elf, yes. So, so he could be one. Oh, and it's very like, oh, is he standing under the tree? No, the trees are, no. We're way past the trees. Just because there's some leaves on the ground, I'm like, oh, the tree. No, we're not covering like thousands of years. This must be, I'm pretty sure we're in the second age. And there she is again, so definitely human, right? And you can kind of tell those must be the Numenorians who become the Gondorian. You like the Gondor people. You can kind of see from the design. And didn't she also have, like, when the girl was climbing, didn't she also have like like chainmail around her forehead? Interesting design choice. Okay, is that Ungoliant? I'm getting all my ages mixed up. I'm so confused. I'm so confused. Maybe, you know, I should have done a refresher of like what exactly happens when. Oh, beautiful. Where the elves live. Oh, so that's probably where the elf stood before, under those golden trees, on that little platform. I think that might even be him again. Ooh, God, I wish I was further along in the Silmarillion so that I could tell you, you know, like, oh yeah, this is for sure, you know, like this forest or something. Oh, I'm going to watch so many, like, after this, I am going and watching people who know more watch these. Like, Hello Future Me, for example, he knows his Tolkien. Definitely. And Daniel Green, definitely for sure. And we'll see who else is doing these reactions, you know, like who's knowledgeable about all this stuff. I mean, like I said, I've read everything like more than once, but it's been a while. I'm right, like the movies are way fresher in my mind. Okay, that must be Durin the fourth, or Prince Durin the Fourth. So that's like a family name then. They just Durin. There's another elf. Is that like, do we know who that is? Is that ELROND? Why do we not have a bigger picture? Yes, that is ELROND! Ha! I'm so proud! That is ELROND, and he's holding, it's not a sword. What is he holding? And then, oh, that must be the dwarf queen. That's probably, oh, she is an elf. Oh, is that Galadriel? Did I not recognize Galadriel? I feel so bad. Okay, are they turning her into like, it is Galadriel. Are they turning her into like an action-y Galadriel? Wow. Yeah, I'm here for it. There was, who was that in the fire? That must be Isildur. And I'm just saying this. It's like, that must be Isildur. I'm just in the, assuming. And there we have dwarfs. And we have someone who's chained. An elf, I think? Oh, I wish... Is that... Yeah, this is the HD version. I wish I could, you know, like, see the details more clearly. Oh, oh. That's the battle. Oh, look at them. So this could be, this is a human right there in the middle. This could be Elendil. So, the last king of Numenor. I've got that now. So, there's a man in the middle of this image. Not, I'm pretty sure that's not, those are not elf ears. But he's wearing a similar armor to, you know, I don't even know if those are elves around him, but it's just because in the movies they also had the helmets with the nose guard. So, but they might all be human. Because you can't see their ears. But he's definitely human. But he's, yeah, but he, I don't know. Could he be Elendil? Was he at the battle? I'm googling this. I should not be googling this. This should be just oh, he's the one. Oh, yeah. He's the okay, so yeah, so this guy, he could be Elendil, right? So which would mean that he dies. Spoilers? I should put a spoiler warning in the beginning, shouldn't I? Because I'm just speculating, like, putting things out of my ass. Yeah, so for now, I'm just going to say this might be Elendil. Which is, you know, really cool. So, because that will mean that we really might see the fall of Numenor. Because he was one of those, you know, who survived. He did not go against the elves. And he was the first king of Gondor. Ooh. Okay. Oh, that means that yeah, like I said, the timeline in my head is all screwed up. That means he's Isildur's dad. He looks really young, so it might not be Elendil. But then he's Numenorian, and they live long lives. So, you know, they might have, like, yeah. So it might still be him. I've just kind of glomped onto the fact that this might be Elendil. I don't know. But, you know, who I want to see? I want to see Gil-galad. I want to see Gil-galad so badly. It's like, please. Okay, there's the big hand and the small hand. Grimy. Kind of, you know, like mindful of, like, this reminds me of the posters that we saw, which all focus on hands. Some of them clean, some of them not so clean. I wonder what that means. Like the child grabbing a hand. Lord of the Rings of Power. Of course, you know, they shouldn't. I mean, yeah, they can still call it Lord of the Rings, of course, because it is, you know, like in the last alliance of elves and men, they do fight Sauron, so, you know, they can still call it Lord of the Rings. I guess that's how they get around the thing, the fact that they're way before what happens in the Lord of the Rings books or movies. Yeah, because they're still going up against the Lord of the Rings. So yeah, so okay, so they might actually, yeah, they might cover quite some time. That, I mean, like, there is quite a long time between the fall of Numenor and the the battle. There is a long time. That's like a couple hundred years probably. Because, like I said, they lived long lives. I mean, you know, they are, and Elendil, I'm pretty sure he's of the same line as Elrond, right? Elros, who was like, I think was he half elf? Yeah, yeah, he was half elf, and but he chose mortal life, which meant he lived a long time, and you know, like his descendant. I mean, like Aragorn. We know Aragorn is what is he in the Lord of the Rings? I think he's like 80 or something. You know, so they don't live as long as Elros and his immediate descendants did, but he still lives longer than regular men. Yeah, and Elros, wasn't he? Yeah, exactly. Now I remember. He chose mortal life, but Elrond, his brother, chose to live with the elves, as an elf. So, and I think that's why. Oh yeah, of course. Now it's all coming back to me. That's why Arwen can choose to give up her immortality. I don't think elves can do it. Just any elf can do it, but she can because she has mortal blood in her. I think. I'm just talking seriously. Okay, third watch, and then I'm going to wrap this up.
Haven't you ever wondered what else is out there?
So, wonder what else is out there. So that means that's probably like the girl talking, like we said, and she's probably never been to Numenor. So this is like what else is out there. It's the wonders of Numenor, who live on this magical island kingdom until they, you know, they get corrupted. Well, not all of them obviously, because Elendil and the faithful, you know, they obviously they don't go against the elves. They don't try to take Valinor for themselves. So that's why they're allowed to live. I am still curious I'm so curious to see what you know, what I want to know who these weird horny things are. Might just be really weird. Very weird. And again, she's interesting. Just the way they, like, her whole makeup and with the stuff in her hair, and there was like looks very woodsy. And then we are. So now I don't know that this is Galadriel. Oh my god. But it's very different from the serene, but you know, from the serene appearance in the movies. But we do, you know, it's been a couple of thousand years. People can change, even elves. Okay, and then, like you said, the shipwreck. There's I can't even tell, why is he not wearing a shirt? And then there's the elf. There's a battle going on, or nah, that's not a battle, because like it's him and maybe one other person in the back, way in the background. What is that? What's that in the background? But yeah, still very cool, catching catching an arrow and then using it to shoot back. So they're definitely kind of, I wonder, you know, maybe like the elves that remain in Valinor, they stay pristine and, you know, like, there's oh, I didn't notice that before. See, so it's a good thing that I am watching this again, because there's fire in the sky. So either that's the Númenóreans attacking Valinor, so this would be Valinor, or it's someone calling for help, or it's how Númenor gets destroyed. Like, it doesn't look big enough for that, does it? Well, I mean, it could be, because it would be quite far away, so could one of those things. And he's seeing it, so he's standing under those golden trees, I guess. Oh, is it? Oh, he's wearing a very big ring. Oh, I have to look. Oh, we didn't. I should have checked. Oh no, she was wearing gauntlets, wasn't she, when she was climbing? Because I was like, Galadriel, are you wearing a ring? So she's going into battle. So that must be another elf then. And if he goes against, if that's really Ungoliant, okay, definitely another elf. Now, because he has wears the same kind of armor that Galadriel does when she's in the ice. Yeah, and there. If that's Valinor, it's beautiful. We don't really know a lot of what the dwarfs are about. Okay, what's in the background when we're not at with Elrond? What's in the background? We don't really see, do we? Are those dwarves? It's just like, they look short, but then he's kneeling, because, you don't know, he's kneeling and they're not that much taller than he is. So are those dwarves? And the thing that he's holding looks kind of, could be dwarvish design, like has the runes on it. Could be, possibly. So maybe that's how they get more dwarves into the story. It's like, maybe he goes to them for help. So I know that she's the dwarf queen. So they do not have beards. Oh, and then, now last time I was, you know, distracted by the fact that I did not notice that she's Galadriel. But now, there's the sea behind her. And she's really wet. And she seems to be naked. No, she's not naked. She's wearing a shift. But no more armor. So she could have, but Galadriel wasn't involved in the fall of Númenor? I mean, I wonder. I mean, the Silmarillion is not like a beat by beat story, so. And again, and I just say this is Isildur because he kind of looks like the dude from the movie. And also because fire, but what, you know, it could be. And who's the person holding his hand? And then he burns. And there's the dwarves. Yeah, so that's definitely, right? That's definitely the rock that Elrond was kneeling in front. So it is the dwarves. It is the dwarves. And oh, look, they have a massive, the one in the back has a massive horn. And then, oh look, now I got a freeze frame of the guy who's chained. It seems to be an elf. Also with the really short hair that the archer in the wood had. But definitely more grimy elves. And this looks like it's like a hide. It's kind of camouflaged. I wonder. And is there a tower in the back? I feel as if I should know who this chained elf is. Seriously, I am going to have to watch so many experts now because I want to know. And then we're back to the scene that I already talked about to death. So they're definitely fighting orcs. I didn't say that before because they have the elf ears, which we know orcs are corrupted elves. So those are orcs. And I don't know, it's still my pet theory that this is Elendil. Sorry, even if he's might be much too young. Do we have any? I'm checking the cast list again. It's not. Oh, I'm so stupid. Yeah, of course, you know when I said he's wearing a ring, yes, of course, the elf. The really fancy elf. Of course. He's, Celebrimbor. God, I wish I was further along in the Silmarillion and I'd know how to pronounce his name. And again, the last thing, you know, hands really don't say anything about could be. I mean, it's definitely like a child's hand, right? But, and you know, if it was a lot of drinks, I'd say no way an elf would be that grimy. But from what we've seen, it could be anyone, you know. But I do think it's interesting. Like in Lord of the Rings, the elves, even in battle, you know, they remained, you know, kind of removed, you know, but then, you know, that's the end of the age. They're about to leave. Their age has ended. Their time of the elves has ended. So, you know, it would make sense that they would be more removed from from the world, and that would even ring through. But even, you know, in the prologue with the Last Alliance, when we see the Last Alliance, they look very chic, but that's more, I mean, it's a concept that Galadriel is telling us. She's basically telling us, like the Silmarillion, she's telling us the story. It's not, you know, it's not like we're there. It's a story that we are told. So now we're seeing it, like the nitty gritty, what it actually was like. So interesting. Okay, you know, honestly, I'm just so happy that we're getting this, and that they've obviously put a lot of money into it, and that the costumes look lived in, and that there's distinct looks going on, like with the different cultures, and I think, you know, this could be really good, or at least very entertaining. I mean, you know, we don't know if it's going to be one like a Fellowship of like the Lord of the Rings movies that I can just watch over and over and over again. Who might not be like that. I mean, I hope they don't go too grimdark, because this is Lord of the Rings. This is not Game of Thrones, but it doesn't look like it. Like there's no blood spatter, or, you know, there's no, and it does get dark. Like it gets dark, the story, but I just hope it'll still be like this high fantasy thing. Like, yeah, because I mean, we had Game of Thrones. We don't need them. We have The Witcher. We have Wheel of Time, which is I have not yet finished, which is, I mean, more or less successful, depending on who you ask. But which kind of is probably the most reminiscent of this show. But you know, obviously it did not have that budget. This looks expensive. This looks amazing. And yeah, okay. And this has gone on for way too long. Oh my god, it's a 1 minute trailer. What am I doing? I'm so sorry. Now I'm going to go and watch people that actually know their stuff, so I can fill in all those gaps that I discovered in my memory. And that's in there. Yeah, but yeah, please let me know what you think. Are you as on the edge of your seat for this as I am? Seriously, this is going to be the highlight of my year. Like, when it comes to TV shows, this is the one that I cannot wait for. And I mean, and this is a year that will give us Good Omens too, right? Which I'm also insanely looking forward to. Okay, anyway, this is not to talk about Good Omens. I just figured this might be fun. Was fun for me, because you know, I'm by myself, and now so I could pretend that I was sharing the excitement with someone. So even if just one person watches this, you know, it will have been true that I did not watch this just by myself.